Hello guys, and welcome to another showcase of one of my games. This game is called Petit Regatta, and it's about racing of the sailing boats, and it's 9 cards Nanogame that I have made for the contest on the BGG forum. Now, as you can see, tabletop simulator mode is completely done, and let's just go through the components and what we have here. So I have placed a rule book in this tablet, so you can always read it and see how the game goes. I will actually need this because I'm gonna play a 4-player game, but I'm gonna use artificial intelligence of the game. So what we have here is some colorful dice that represents each player. Also, each player have a sailing boat represented with these wooden cubes, and each player is gonna get 2 meeples that represent their sailors on those boats. We have a racing truck card, and we have an 8 sailing cards. And also I added this little chart, which is actually in the rulebook, which is telling what each of these icons on the cards do. So I'm gonna move this chart a bit. Let's place it here, like this, and let's get to it. So first, the game setup is quite easy. You're gonna place your little ships on this starting position with the red flag. The race is going around the edge of the card in the clockwise direction, and we use blue and white spaces. We have this deck. Let me quickly explain what we actually have on these cards. So as you can see, each card has some colorful spaces that are the colors that we actually use in this game. Has a number, has some action icons, and has a betting part where it actually tells you what you are betting on. So when using these cards, you can place your meeples on the action spots to do the actions. You can place also, cards are double-sided, so you can play either higher number or the lower number, which is actually important, or you can place your meeple on betting. So the game starts by when we shuffle this deck, and each player is gonna get 2 cards from the bottom. Now, because I'm gonna play with the AI, I'm gonna scroll to the page where it's explained how to use an AI in this game. Let me go here. Oh wait, this PDF still has an old. I have actually changed this, so well, I guess I'll have to explain. We do not use these icons anymore. So since I know by memory how it's done, I can actually delete this PDF and explain how the eye works. Anyway, I'm gonna be a blue player. Just a second. Somehow I managed to lock my little sailors. Alright, so I'm gonna be the blue player. Left of me is gonna be a green player. Right, it's gonna be red, and yellow is gonna be on top. So the game starts by shuffling this deck, and then each player is gonna get 2 cards from the bottom. So 1. Oops. Alright. So everybody got 2 cards. Now let me explain these cards. The drafting phase is the first phase, so you will have to choose 1 card to keep, and 1 card you will have to give the player on your left. So when you're choosing the card, you should watch the numbers, and you should also watch the actions. Maybe there are some actions you want to do it first. And the colors, of course, and their position. There's a lot on this game. First of all, let's say I want to keep the highest card. Although it's not gonna help me against the AI player, I actually know how they work. They're gonna play the card with the highest number, and I have a 15, and some of them has a 16. So I'm actually gonna keep 13, but let me tell you what's gonna happen, how we're gonna play those cards. So when you play the cards, you're gonna play them in the line. So let's say something like this. You're gonna choose the number. Of course, this is double-sided, so maybe some players gonna choose 13, some players gonna choose 15. Maybe this guy's gonna choose 14, and one gonna choose 6. Then we're gonna place them in sequence, going from the highest to the lowest number. So 15, 14, 13, and 6. As you place these cards, you will be able to rotate them. So if I place the 15, I basically want to connect, because I'm the blue player, I want to connect blue with the blue. So something like this would be pretty good for me. Why? Well, I would hope to make a connection, because when you place the first card, you can only rotate it like this and hope that the other player will not have any other options but to connect to your color. When you connect two colors, at the end of the round, the player that chooses this color gonna move his ship 2 spaces on the racetrack, which is pretty good. So something like this will be good for me. Maybe this player, if it was a green, he can't connect any greens. This player, if there was a yellow, he can't connect any yellow. Anyway, you get the point. Basically, each card is gonna be played after each other, and each player is gonna rotate it as the way he sees the most fit. Anyway, I think I have a 15 and 13. I think these were my cards. I'm not sure, but doesn't matter for this showcase. Alright, so what I'm going to keep, I'm gonna actually keep 13, because I want to be somewhere in the middle where they play cards, hoping to, be able to rotate somehow the card and connect as I see fit. So I'm gonna give 15 to the 15 and 2. I'm gonna give that to the green player. Now the IE works like this. He will always keep the card with the highest number. So in this case, he's gonna keep 14. He's gonna give 11 to the yellow. Yellow gonna keep 16 and gonna give 12 to the red. And let's see what the red has. Red's gonna keep 10 and give me this. So these are the cards that we're gonna start with now. Alright. So I'm gonna choose which card I want to play. Well, in this case, I'm actually want to play 9. So when you play these cards, you do this secretly. You cover it with your hand and you place it on the table, holding your hand over it. And each player is gonna do this. But since I'm playing with the IE, it's gonna be a bit different. So I'm playing a 9. IE will always play first card with the highest number. So this guy's gonna play 15. He's gonna keep 14. The yellow gonna play 16. Gonna keep 12. Okay, let's actually place yellow here. Yeah. And the green is gonna play 12. Gonna keep 10. So these are the cards that are played. Now we make a sequence. So the first card will be the green ones. And it says that IE will always rotate in that way that he's trying to make a connection. So only way he can make connection is if he rotate card like this. So this is the first card in the sequence. I'm gonna lock it up. And when you place your card, you also place your sailors close to it, so you know it is belonging to that player. Actually, wait, I made a mistake. 15 is not the biggest number here. Yellow actually played the biggest number. So the yellow will be first in line. And he's gonna rotate like this, hoping for the connection. Let's lock that. Let's place yellow sailors here. Then the green is the next one. Now green wants to make a connection. He can't. Well, in this case, he will rotate in that manner, so any other player can make a connection after him. Well, other player after him will be red. So he wants to do something like this. I lock this card also. So that was the green player. The next card is line from the red player. The red player can't make any connections, but he doesn't want me to make any connections either. I'm the blue, so he's gonna rotate the card like this. Let's lock that down. Those are his cards. Now I can't also make any connections. And it seems whatever I do, I'm gonna either promote green or yellow. Well, in this case, let's go with the green. Lock that down and place my sailors here, so I know this is my card. So when the round ends, the green's gonna move 2 spaces forward because he has a color connection. That's one of the things that will happen. Now we're gonna go from the first card, and we're gonna resolve every card in the line one by one. But first thing first, the player who plays the highest number will be able to move his ship 1 space forward, so that's yellow. And then we're gonna take our sailors and choose where we want to put these meeples on. Now I'm gonna go first because actually when you place meeples doesn't matter who goes first, but because I'm playing with the IE, I'm actually know how they're gonna place. So let me think. You can place 1 or 2 or your both sailors on different actions, but you can't place the both sailors on the same action. I can also place on the bet part, which means I'm betting on the highest number, and whenever you're betting, you're actually betting on your dice. So if my dice have a highest number during a bet, I'm gonna win the bet. I'm not sure about that because betting is pretty risky. I'm gonna explain how that works, but not right now. So let's see what the actions do, so we should know what we want to choose. We have a compass, we have this steering wheel, we have, because this is rotated, we have an anchor, and we have the rough sea. So let's see what those do. First of all, compass says use the result of the lowest dice roll to move that much spaces. Well, this could be good or this could be bad. Maybe the lowest dice roll is like 1 and I'm gonna move only 1 space, or it can be actually 2 or 3, who knows. So this is a nice option. The steering wheel says move to the 2nd position behind the leader. Well, this will not make me any good because I'm already on the 2nd position behind the leader. Then we have a rough sea, which says move 1 ship in front of you to your space. Well, if I want to pull yellow back, if I want to be mean to other players, this could work. And last thing, it says move 1 ship in front of you behind you. Well, this can't work because we are right now on the finish line, so I can't put yellow behind me. I can only this action will not work actually in this case. So let's see. I think my best options here that I can do is if I put 1 sailor on the compass, because this will give me options to use the lowest die, and I think that's the only thing I want to place. I'm gonna save the 2nd sailor. I'm not gonna place him on anywhere. Now I follows the simple routine. He's gonna place on the color that corresponds to him. So the yellow is gonna place 1 sailor here, and also I will only bet on the card that belongs to him. So this guy is gonna actually bet on the highest. The green goes to the green and the red's gonna go to the red. And now we're gonna roll a dice. So after every player plays his sailors, we're gonna roll a dice. Usually the owner of the cards are rolling all these dice. So in this case it will be yellow. Alright, this is 4. Then we take the dice and place them on the ribbons corresponding to that color. So blue on blue, yellow on yellow, red on red, green on green. Then we look for the doubles. We actually roll a double. We have 2 5s. so any dice that has the same color are canceling each other out, which means we do not take these dice into consideration, so we remove them. So these two guys will not be able to use these actions because they are not activated. That's what happens when you roll the doubles. Now I'm gonna still keep the dice here because it's still important for the betting part, because doubles doesn't affect on the betting part but do affect on any other actions on the card. First thing we need to look is who has the highest dice. It's the yellow. The highest dice roll will allow that player to move one space forward. Then we're gonna do the actions that we can do, but following the rule. You follow the rule of the colors, going from the top left corner to the right corner to the bottom right corner to the bottom left corner, basically going clockwise on each color. So the first action that's gonna execute is for the blue player, which is me, and its action says use the result of the lowest die roll to move that much spaces. Well, I'm in luck because the lowest dice roll is 4, so I'm gonna move actually 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty good for me. Then it's gonna be green player, which says move to the second position behind the leader. Well, the green player will be right behind me because I'm the leader. Good for him. Then we go to the yellow. Oh wait, forgot, they cancel each other out, so no, green and the red's not gonna get those actions. Actually, only one who's gonna get his action is the yellow, and he played the anchor, which means move one ship in front of you, behind you. Well, I'm in front of him, and the IE will always target the player, so he just moved me behind. He moved me back basically, so he's still in the lead. Alright, the last thing we're gonna do is the betting part, and the yellow bet on highest, and he has the highest dice. Now if there was something like this, doubles doesn't, as I said, doesn't cancel his bet. So if he rolled 2 6s, he bet on the highest die, that's still okay. When you bet and win the bet, you have two options. You can either trade places with any player on the racetrack. So for instance, if there was someone in front of him, yellow could go here and move the green here, which is a pretty good option. Good for catching up and making other players miserable. Or you can move 2 spaces forward. Well, in this case I will choose the second option. He's gonna move 2 spaces forward. 1, 2. He just took a pretty good lead. And that's the card result. Every player gets his meeples back, and we continue with the next card in line. Now, if the yellow actually lost the bet, his little sailor would be stuck on the card. He would be locked here, and he would not be able to use him until the end of the round. So he would only have 1 sailor to use. So it's pretty dangerous bet, but as you can see, also pretty lucrative if you won the bet. Okay, let's go to the second card. It belongs to green, so green's gonna definitely bet. He's betting on blue, basically betting that the blue die is gonna be the highest. Then he's gonna place on green, red of course gonna place on red, and yellow on yellow, while I can actually choose. So let's see what kind of icons we have here. This is also rotated card. So we have a ship icon. Oh, come on, stop it. Okay, ship icon here. Wrong button. Says move your ship 1 space forward. Pretty good. Rough sea, we know it's actually move 1 ship from in front of you to your space. Then we have this like 3 lines of clear water, which says move to the space of the leading ship. Pretty good if you want to catch up. And the last thing with this like a saving thing, I don't know how it's called, says remove 1 sailor belonging to another player. Well, this could be good if you want to, you know, remove one of the sailors of the other players. If you remove the sailor of the other player in this way, he's gonna get it back, but only at the end of the round. So let me think what I want to do. I have two sailors. I think I'm gonna try to hinder some of these eyes to remove the sailor, and I'm gonna place here. I'm hoping to go. Actually, no, I'm gonna place. Let me check. Move to the space of the leading ship. Yeah, I'm gonna place on this space, trying to get to the space of the leading ship. So now this card belongs to green player. Green would roll the dices. Now let's see. 1, 3, 4, and 5. First of all, we don't have any doubles, so nothing's cancelled out. Everything will execute. The highest number has the green player. He has 5, so he will move one space forward immediately. He's sharing position with me right now. And then we're gonna execute actions, going, like I said, following the rule on the card. So the blue, green, yellow, red. So my action's gonna go first. And I have two actions. I can choose which one I want to do first. So I'm gonna be extra mean, and I'm gonna do this action first, which means remove one sailor belonging to another player. I'm gonna remove the yellow sailor from the game. Now let's place him in the ball. So the yellow guy will get his meeple back only when this whole round ends. I done that because I just sabotaged him, because if he managed to get this action, he would be able to move one space forward. I don't want him to gain too much lead, because as you can see, he's pretty good with the lead. Now the second action I played, and it's still my thing to do, is this move to the space of the leading ship. So I'm immediately gonna move the same space where the yellow is. I catch up with him. Then the green is gonna execute same. So the green is with us right now, same spot. And the red played, he's gonna remove one sailor. Well, he's gonna remove one of my sailor. As I said, I will always attack living player. Now playing with 4i is pretty tough, because they will always attack me, of course. So I just lost one sailor, but it's okay, I done my actions. So we get our sailors back. Not all of them, of course, because some of them are lost. Let's see. And we continue to the next card. Oh, I forgot, the green was betting because this was his card, but he lost the bet. It was the one blue, so his sailor is locked on this card. I'm gonna place it like this. He's gonna get it back at the end of the round. So he lost one sailor, good for me. Let's go to the next card. So what do you, the red, let's just do, we know what he's gonna do. The red's gonna bet, and he's gonna take the red. Yellow's gonna take the yellow, and the green's gonna take the green. But what do I want to do? Let me think. I think I'm gonna do this thing, which says ship is always move one space forward, so I want that. Alright, let's roll the dice. Ooh, good for me. Alright, first of all we have doubles, so they're gonna cancel each other out, so the green and the yellow will not be able to do their actions. I got the highest number, so my ship's gonna go move one space forward. And now we're gonna execute actions. So first blue, green, yellow, then red. Well, these two are out, so me, then the red. So I play move one space forward, so I'm here. And the red played the compass, which means use the result of the lowest die roll to move that much spaces. Well, the lowest die roll is actually 4, because these one cancel each other out. So good for red. 1, 2, 3, 4. He managed to catch up. So I'm in the lead. These three AIs are actually trying to get me. The last thing is the betting. So the red was betting that he is gonna get the lowest dice. Sadly, that's not true. As I said, doubles doesn't affect the bet. So the lowest dice are actually these two. He has no lowest dice, so his meeple is locked there. good for me. We get our meeples back, and then it's the last card in the row. So let's see. So the red's gonna go to the red, the green's gonna go to green, yellow to yellow, and what do I want to do? Now this is quite bad for me. As you can see, the sequence, if this guy doesn't get doubles, will be green, yellow, red, blue. I'm basically last in the line with any action I take. So there's a good probability my action will not go through. So instead of that, I'm gonna actually bet on heist. Why? Well, they can. Well, they actually can affect me because betting is after the actions. Oh well, I'm gonna go here because I'm fearing that the yellow is gonna remove my my second sailor and I will not be able to use this action. Anyway, let's roll and let's see what will actually happen. Also, you see this icon with a little like a looking glass. It allows you to rotate next card, but we don't have any next card. If there was if it was played like here, and I got the action, I could be able to rotate this card and maybe make a connection, but tough luck. I mean, I can't make any connection anyway because I'm seeing the cards. There is no way. Maybe if there was a spyglass here and I rotate this, or no. Anyway, let's get back. So this time I roll the dice. Basically, the last card is mine. So oh, lots of doubles. I'm afraid. Yep. So all these doubles will cancel each other out. So the green can't do his action, yellow can't do his action. Only guys that can do actions are actually me and the red. Now, because this is all cancelled out, the highest dice right now is 1, which means the green's going to move 1 space forward. After that, going by the color sequence, red's going to execute his action first. He moves 1 space forward, and then after the red I'm going to execute, I also move 1 space forward. So this is the condition of the race after the first round. I'm in the lead, red behind, green and yellow following the same spot. Okay, let's move the dices. We get our meeples back. And we're gonna play the second round. And I'm actually just play one more round to use all the cards, and then I'm gonna end this video. So what happens next? We discard these cards that I used, and then again secretly we're gonna play a card. So right now, should I play 13 or 4? I think I'm gonna play 4 because I'm hoping to be somewhere in the middle where I can actually rotate my card and maybe. Oh, I totally forgot. I think I'm gonna have to get some time back because actually I don't have to. I remember that the green guy was only who has color connections, so he's gonna move 2 space forward. 1, 2. Yeah, the green guy had a color connection on 2 cards. So, or did he? Okay, let me actually rewind time. Sorry for that, but I forgot. Yeah, I was right. The green guy had a connection, so at the end of the round he can either trade places or move 2 spaces. Well, he's gonna go for the option 1, basically trade places. So right now the green is in the lead, red behind, and me and yellow on the same spot. Well, that's too bad for me. Anyway, we discard cards and play again. second round. So as I said, I'm gonna go with the 4, and on the second round, artificial intelligence always play the lowest card. So this guy is gonna go with 3. This guy is gonna go with 7, and the yellow is gonna go with 6. So the sequence is 7, and red is gonna rotate like this, hoping to get the connection. So red first in line, then it is the yellow, and he can make a connection. So he's gonna connect like this. Second. Then it's me. Well, it's good for me that I actually can make a connection here. I connected my blues, my card, and lastly the green. He can't make any connections, and he will not. Let's say he will place it like this. Yeah, doesn't really matter because he can't connect anything. Lock that in place. Green here. Well, at least in the end of this round I can do that stuff and yellow can do that stuff. Okay, the red placed the highest number, so he's gonna immediately go one space forward. So he's sharing the space with the green. And then we're gonna choose our actions. Red, as always, gonna go on his red spot, and he's gonna bet. They're always betting on their card, as I said. Yellow's gonna go on yellow, green's gonna go on green. But what do I want to do? I think I'm gonna be a bit mean, and I'm gonna go here, hoping to remove one of the sailors from the AI. Alright, let's roll dice and see what will happen. So 6, 4 yellow, blue red, and green 2. So first of all, no doubles. I got the highest number, so I'm gonna move forward one space. Second, we're gonna do the actions. So the blue, which is me, I'm gonna do the first action. So I'm gonna remove yellow sailor. Yes, because otherwise he will probably remove me. Then the red's gonna do his action, and that's Rapsi says move one ship in front of you to your space. He doesn't have any ship in front of him, so he will not use that action. Yellow is removed, and the green play the anchor, which means move one ship in front of you behind you. He doesn't have any ships in front of you, so he will not execute that. As I said, AI is not really bright, but it works a bit. Anyway, now the betting. Red bet on odd. He got odd, so red won the bet. Now he either go to replace the exchange of place with any other player. Well, he will not do that. Instead, he will actually move to space forward. So red got a good on the bet. We get our meeple back and go to the second card. This card belonged to yellow, and he lost his other sailor, so he will not bet. He will only place on yellow. Red's gonna place on red, of course. Green gonna place on green. I'm gonna actually go. I'm gonna risk it because I really want to catch up. So let me check. So I'm gonna place one, trying to get to the space of the leading ship, and I'm gonna actually bet on even. Oh wait, yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, so let's roll the dice and see what will happen. Oh, there are some doubles, but I think I'm good. So first of all, these two cancels each other out. Yellow will not be able to use his action, so the next highest die is actually red. So the red's gonna move one space forward. Then we're gonna execute actions. So first the green, it says move to the space of the leading ship. Green is gonna catch up with the red. Then the blue, I done the same action, so I'm gonna also catch up with these two guys. We are all the same spot. The yellow will not execute, and the red got the anchor, which means move one ship in front of you, behind you. Oh damn. So the yellow's gonna target me, and now I'm behind him. Damn. Oh wait, what am I saying? That's not the yellow. Yellow can't do that. The red is next. Oh, he doesn't have any ship in front of me, so no one is gonna suffer. Oh wow, I was scared for a moment. Alright, I bet on even. I got even. So I also won the bet. So I can move 2 space forward. 1, 2. Good for me. So far this race is going pretty good for me, while the yellow is pretty far back. Okay, we get our meeples back. No, this is my card. This was oops, I forgot no, green is here. Oh damn it, I'll have to rewind a bit. Alright. So this is green's card. The 4 is mine, yeah. And this is yellow's card. Sorry about that. Alright, so we're going here. As always, they will follow the simple rule, taking their color they can. Now this is my card, so and I will not bet. I'm not sure I want to bet on yellow that it's going to be highest. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place one meeple here. Let me check the anchor. No, I'm gonna place one meeple also here. If someone passes me, I will be able to move him back maybe. Actually no, because I'm gonna execute first. No, this is it. Alright, let's roll the dices. Okay. I see some doubles. So these one will cancel each other out, which means these two actually will not happen. The highest number is 4, which means I'm gonna go 1 space forward. And then we execute actions. So first the blue one, then the red one, then the yellow, then the green. Well, only blue and red right now. So I place my meeple here, which means move 1 space forward. I'm gonna move there. And the red does the same, so he's gonna move there too. So pretty good for me. Alright. So the last card in the line, and it's the green card, so he's gonna bet. He's gonna go here. The yellow is gonna go on yellow, and the red's gonna go on red. Well, there's a pretty good icons here. I think I'm gonna bet too, because it's the last card. So if I lose my silver, I'm gonna get it back, and I'm gonna let me see what I want to do. Compass. I'm gonna do this to use the result of the lowest die. Who knows, maybe I get lucky. I'm pretty in the good lead. Alright, so let's roll the dices. And since this is my card, I would actually, if I was playing like the 4 players, I would roll this time. Alright, so we have 3, 4, and 2. First of all, there are 2 doubles, so these will cancel each other out. Yellow will not execute his action. And the second, the actions. Oh yeah, the highest dice is 4. So the red's gonna move 1 space forward. Then we're gonna do the actions, going in the, as I said, following the clockwise direction of these colors. So first blue, which means me, and I play the compass, which is means use the result of the lowest dice roll. Well, the lowest dice roll is 2, so I'm gonna move 2 spaces forward. Now the red's gonna be the next, and he's gonna do the same. Yellow is cancelled, and the green, he's gonna move 1 space forward because he played the ship. And now let's see the betting. We bet on red to be the highest dice, and he is. So me and green won the bet. So, oh damn. Okay, so the bets also execute following these column numbers. So first my bet's gonna execute. I can trade places with anyone or move forward. I know that I have to actually trade places. Whatever I do, the green's gonna catch me up. Alright, I'm gonna move 2 spaces forward. Oh no. No, I'm gonna actually trade places. Yeah, I'm gonna mess him up. So I'm gonna trade places with the red. And then the green is gonna execute the bet, and if I'm in front of him, he will always trade places with me. So in this case, he shunned me back. Why did I trade places with the red? Well, if I stayed here and trade places with green and move forward, the green will actually be able, to... Oh wait, should I actually... Yeah, he would move forward instead, and he will be really close to the finish. So right when I thought and I'd be able to move away, I'm pretty far back. Anyway, those are 2 rounds. Doesn't look good for me. I don't think I would actually be able to win this game. Even this dumb AI can, as you can see, make your life miserable. So the game can be played as a 2-player, in which case each player will have 2 of his ships. When you're playing 4-player game, whoever passed the first line and whoever passed the second, and the second one who passed the line, they are the winners, the rest are the losers. When you're playing 2-player game, player that controls both ships must pass with both ships across the line to win. 3-player game is actually again 4-player game because 3 players, and the 4th player is actually artificial intelligence. And you can also play like teams, like 2 players against other 2 players. Again, the team is gonna win if they pass with both of their ships across the finish line. So thanks for watching. This was the showcase of Le Petit Regatta contest, for the contest of the BGG forum. It uses pretty low amount of components. As you can see, only 9 cards, 8 meeples, 4 dices, and 4 of these little wooden cubes that represent a ship. Once again, if you like my channel, please subscribe. I design games, I showcase my games, and I do it from using Tabletop Simulator, so you can see how that works. And that's it for tonight. Thank you and goodbye.